Rosebud, the vlog where I tell about my artistic journey, art projects that I'm working on right now, as well as ways that I am trying to become a more joyful and more productive human being. So, listen up to find out more. So I have a very special friend that I would like to introduce you to. This is Kingsley. And Kingsley is a cork who likes to play hide and seek. And this is a game that my husband and I play. Kingsley likes to pop up in strange places. Kingsley had two predecessors, a rubber chicken, and when we lost the rubber chicken, it was a pumpkin that was about this big, and he had an eye patch and gnarly teeth and a bandana on him, and he was the fugitive pumpkin bandit, and when he got moldy, then we got Kingsley. And so we take turns hiding him around the house, and then whenever that person finds him, they have to hide him somewhere else. And it's really fun, and it just helps remind us to laugh and keeps kind of a playful spirit in our marriage. So this is something I'd kind of like to challenge you to do. If you have a significant other or a friend, find some little thing that you just hide between the two of you, and you'll find that it just really makes you smile, and every time you find it, it makes your day. So give it a try and see if it brightens your day. So now for this week's art project. One of the things that I really like to do is I love going to the Renaissance Festival. And I really wanted to make a feather fan to go with my costume. So that's what I'm going to do today. So first I cut up this box. It used to be a box. And it was cracked, so it's okay. So I cut the bottom off of it with shears, and I was going to use this for the plastic base, but it was too thick and too heavy, and so I decided to do something else, but it was okay because I couldn't use that box anyway. And I cut two flat parts off of milk jugs, and I glued them together around this base handle of this wooden dowel-y thing that I got at some random section of the hardware store that wasn't with the dowels, I don't know. And then I covered it with blue felt, and I put a mirror on the back that I got on sale at Hobby Lobby. So far, I've only spent about $4 on this fan of things that I didn't already own. So yay! It's gonna have feathers on one side and a mirror on the other. Wow, that looks so cool! Sorry, distracted. So yeah, and I keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth on how I'm gonna do the feathers on this. I like the green sheen that it has right now. And part of me doesn't want to cover that up, but the other part of me is always like, more feathers! Whee! I really want to add these turkey feathers because they have this really lovely shimmer up at the top, and I like their stripes, and I can't decide whether I want to use these two guys right here or not. Because I could put on these rooster feathers instead, but then they cover up the stripes. Ooh, or I could just use 3 of them. But then my brain's all like, Renee, you're killing all your black negative space. And I'm like, but there's more stuff. And my brain's like, but you do this all the time. You always kill all the contrast. And then it's just stuff. And I'm like, put a sock in it, brain. And then I'm like, just kidding, brain. I'm glad you're in my head. I love you. Or I could do it with the parakeet feathers and without the turkey feathers, because then you can see the black shine, but then there's no turkey feathers. Okay, so I could use this one that I'm not going to tell you where I got it, because it's a secret. But I will tell you, it's an exotic bird, and I don't know exactly what it was. Here, birdie, birdie, birdie. Or I could use those 2. Or I could use these 3. You know, these would make really killer earrings. Must break habit of too much stuff. But this would make something really cool, like a hair thing. Okay, focusing. Okay, I have officially decided that decisions are hard and not very fun. And if decisions were a person, I would not invite them to my birthday. Okay, so I've slept on it now, and I have realized that at the very least, I know for sure I want these 3 turkey feathers. So I'm going to glue those down. So what I do is I just put the hot glue along the shaft of the feather. And I try to do it in a really thin little line. And I try not to get the glue too close to the top up here because I like to have some natural movement at the top of the feather. Snip off the bottom of these feathers. Decided I definitely want the parakeet feathers. Trying to glue down the bottom of this feather so it kind of covers up the fuzz on the others a little bit. Okay, putting the last touches on now. Glue these down. So I've put the first layer of ribbon on the handle, and I'm going to do some green stripy things, and I spared you all of my waffling over what color to use. Here we go, waffling among the leaves so green. You're welcome. So now the crisscrossy bit's done. I just need to find something I feel like to go somewhere right here. So after ages and ages of deciding, I picked a purple pearl to go right there. And on the other side, I've glued several more turkey feathers. So I think, at least for right now, this guy is finished. Yay! It's all done! And you know what the best part is? No more decisions! Hooray! Thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode of Glowbug. Hope to see you again next week. I'm sorry, I just can't stop playing with this thing. To infinity and beyond!